This is Johnny Nelson, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Right, so the last time Sky Sports put on a live boxing show from UK soil was a few weeks ago now. Lewis Ritson, the Sandman, of course, he headlined in my home city of Newcastle at the Eagles Arena, about 2 minutes drive down the bottom of the road of Scotswood Road. Now, that's the last time, and we haven't heard virtually nothing really from Sky Sports, other than the official announcement that Ben Shalom is now their new lead boxing promoter. Ben Shalom, of course, with Boxer, Boxxer. A lot of you will know him from the Ultimate Boxer tournament. Of course, John Wish is going to be part of that team as well in a huge, huge way, which is fantastic news. We haven't heard anything from Adam Smith or whatever else. Okay, we haven't heard all the kind of interviews. Because obviously Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, they're now exclusive with DAZN. So, of course, when they talk about their product, they're talking about DAZN. Sky Sports, very, very quiet. Now, of course, I speak to quite a few boxing promoters, managers, matchmakers, all that kind of stuff, and some of them have actually been calling me up asking my opinion on certain fighters, which is a hell of a compliment, so I'm really chuffed about that. So when it comes to, say, certain fighters, okay, obviously I don't know everybody who's going to be signing with Sky Sports. I'm not that well informed, but I know some of them, okay, and some of them very, very exciting. And by the looks of it, of the names that I do know who will be going to London in the next couple of weeks to sign the official forms and then, of course, do the media announcements, all that kind of stuff, is great news. Now, I know this is going to be happening, not because Sky Sports have invited me or anything like that. Hey, I don't get those kind of invites. Okay, I'm not IFL or Boxing Social or anything. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same old faces down there. What can you do? Poor old Sporting Icons left out in the cold. What can you do? Boo-hoo. Now, it's going to be very, very good because by the looks of it, they're going to be doing what you have been asking them to do. Of course, I see your comments several times every single day for the last, 4 odd years now. So I know a lot of the critiques that people have been having about the Sky Sports product over the last few years. So by the looks of it, they are actually changing some stuff. Of course, I'm not going to give you names, okay? I'm not going to tell you who it is that Sky Sports have going to be signing or anything like that. That's not my place to do so, okay? If somebody tells me something, then with trust, I'm not going to break that trust, okay? It's not my place to put things out. But it is going to be very, very good, okay? They have, at least by the looks of it, they have been listening. Now, I know a lot of you, based on the polls and everything that I've been doing, which is, I asked you, are you looking forward to staying with Sky and what their product is going to be delivering as far as boxing is concerned going forward? Are you going to go exclusively with DAZN yourself as far as being a subscriber? Well, if we can just do the numbers based on my own channel, of course, I've got like a 50-odd thousand subscribers, 27% are looking to, well, they've already cancelled their Sky contract. They've already cancelled it. Okay, they're no longer with Sky, they're now exclusive with DAZN. With a further 12% waiting to see what is going to happen with Sky Sports going forward. In other words, they're going to give Sky Sports the benefit of the doubt for now. Of course, like 30% or whatever it was, they're going to be staying with Sky Sports anyway, because obviously they watch other sports. But based on the ones, just based on the 27%, based on 27% of my own subscriber base, who have now walked away from Sky Sports and will not be signing up again, that's going to be £4.8 million that Sky Sports are no longer getting. And again, we're talking about boxing fans. They've already left, not looking to go back. So what does Sky Sports have to do? Try and claw those people back as best they can. And of course, the 12%, again, let's talk about my own channel, the 12% who are going to give them the benefit of the doubt, need to convince them to stay. Because obviously, to have Sky Sports is a bit more expensive than it is to have DAZN. Of course, DAZN at the minute, £1.99, rising to, what I'm hearing, is £5.99 a month. Again, that's not official, that's just what I've heard. Now, how does Sky Sports do that? Well, they do that by giving you the product. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, but all the best fighters are with Eddie Hearn. Sky Sports, they're left with nobody. They're left with the drigs and the drabs of the boxing world. That's not true. Again, because I know some of the names, that's definitely not true, because not everybody was signed up to Matchroom. But you have to remember, what you're saying are good fighters and big name fighters is because Sky have made them big name fighters and popular fighters. Of course, Eddie Hearn, of course. But Sky Sports have been the platform. They're the ones who's been putting them out there. Okay, they're the ones who's been giving Eddie Hearn the green light. Yes, you can put this fighter on the show. No, you can't. Yes, you can have him fight that opponent, and no, you can't. So Sky Sports have had a huge hand in that by making these fighters household names. So what they're going to do now? Do it all again. And this is a good opportunity for them. Now, of course, when it was originally decided that Eddie Hearn was going to go exclusive with DAZN, it was a bit of a shock to Sky Sports, because Eddie Hearn has been saying for quite some time that he's looking to extend the deal with Sky Sports for the UK. Didn't quite work out that way. They believed Eddie Hearn, as most of us did as well, but kind of left him in the lurch. So rather than look on it as a complete negative, of course, the initial bit is going to be some bitterness. Of course it's going to be. But now is their opportunity, and by the looks of it, that's what they're doing. They're seizing this opportunity to actually do the things that you have wanted them to do for quite some time. Quite what other changes they're going to be making as far as their media team and that's concerned, I have no clue. No clue. Is it still going to be Adam Smith and Matthew Macklin up front? I don't know. Obviously, the Master of Ceremonies. Who's going to be the Master of Ceremonies? Who's going to be the ring announcer? David Diamante is somebody that we're used to seeing. Michael Buffer for the pay-per-view shows, the main event, is something that we're used to. They're exclusive with DAZN. Unless their contracts run out recently, I don't know. But they're exclusive with DAZN. So, of course, now they're going to have to get in a new Master of Ceremonies. Just speaking on that, though, as far as the media team is concerned, the punditry, the Master of Ceremonies, please, Sky Sports, I implore you, do not go down the route of BT Sport. And I think I speak for most boxing fans when I say that the Master of Ceremonies for BT Sport, Frank Warren shows, sound like a damn bingo caller. That's what he sounds like, a bingo caller. Sounds awful. MTK Global, again, no disrespect to MTK Global or Queensbury, no disrespect, but your ring announcers suck. They suck. I don't know why they feel it necessary that you have to have an American ring announcer. This is British shows, okay? What's wrong with a British ring announcer? A Master of Ceremonies, what's wrong with that? Why does it always have to be American? And the ones that they've got, they sound like bloody bingo ticket callers. That's what they sound like. It's awful. When you look at BT Sport, you've got that guy, is it Paul somebody, Dempsey or something? I don't know. I think he used to do football back in the day. But he sat there next to David Hay, and the way that he speaks, I'm going to be rude, okay? Because maybe the guy's a really nice guy. But I can only tell you what it is I see. I feel put off by him. He's so plain Jane. You're boring. You're so boring. I want to be disrespectful, but you are boring. You're boring me to tears. You make me want to turn off the TV. Okay? I don't need that kind of thing. So Sky Sports, please get somebody good on there. Please, for the love of God, do that. Get Paulie Malignaggi on it. There's an opportunity. People would love to see Paulie Malignaggi. Sky Sports have missed the boat on that one. Sorry, DAZN have missed the boat on that one when they put together their media team. Didn't announce Paulie Malignaggi. Are you mad? Sky Sports, if you haven't done it yet, get signed up Paulie Malignaggi. Boxing fans want that guy around. Now, I hope they don't go down that route. I hope that they go down the route, which again, it's going to feel very different, okay? Because we're used to hearing, say, David Diamante. We're used to hearing that. We're used to how Sky Sports look. The punditry team with Johnny Nelson and Anna Woolhouse and Carl Froch once in a while and Tony Bellew once in a while. Of course, Tony Bellew, he's now exclusively with DAZN, so of course he ain't going to be there. But they need to do something. Of course, their production as well, not just fight night, but leading up to it. Me personally, and I know a lot of you feel the same way as well, I've forgotten the name of the show because it's been that long, where Adam Smith used to sit next to Johnny Nelson in a studio that kind of looked a little bit like a gym, or maybe it actually was a gym, I don't know. But it looked a little bit like a gym, and they would interview fighters opposite them. When David Hay and Tyson Fury went to have a fight, they did it there. George Groves and James DeGale. Carl Froch, George Groves. Amir Khan, Kell Brook. See, they need to put that kind of show back on. They need to do the, what do you call it, the gloves are off. What it was that Johnny Nelson used to do, we had like the super middleweights, and of course you had the heavyweights and all that kind. Do those kind of shows again. That would be interesting. That would be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Again, because you need to draw back where I was speaking about, like where 27% of my subscribers who had Sky Sports have now ended Sky Sports, £4.8 million a year, you need to try and get them back. How do you do that? We can start off by paying me to put out the narrative, right? A couple of million, that'll do. Now, that's what you need to do. You need to bring back those kind of shows. You need to put on some boxing shows leading up to it. Get the interest back into boxing, because so many people seem to think that DAZN now have the best fighters. Do you know how many fighters are around the United Kingdom that you don't know about, that are excellent fighters, but they weren't given the opportunity? Why? Because Eddie Hearn don't know who they are. That'd be the first one. And secondly, they don't have the profile. Eddie Hearn, as you can see, again, it's not a critique of Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn. I've met him a few times. He's a very nice guy. But he would like to sign fighters who already had a blue tick, who already had a bit of a social media following, those who are good ticket sellers. That's what he was going down. That's why he was bringing on, say, fighters of famous fathers, or kids of famous fighters, or former rugby players, things like that. That's why he was doing it. Sky Sports need to stay away from that part. Bring on those who are young, who have ambition. That's what you need to do. And by the looks of it, they are. They are signing some women fighters. They are signing prospects. They're signing fighters who will be making their professional debuts. They are signing fighters who have been doing fantastic on the small horse shows. Those who have put in the miles, going out there having to go door-to-door ticket sales and all that kind of stuff. They are giving these people the opportunity. So you have to give a huge congratulations to Ben Shalom and John Wish and co. that they are doing what you have asked for. It's going to be, by the sounds of it, a hardcore dream, because hardcore boxing fans, for the most part, when they're not whittling and bitching about everything, they say, well, these small hall shows and like Goodwin and Phil Jeffries and this that, and the other, they need to be given more airtime. Well, they are. They are going to be doing that. Now, of course, I know that I have been speaking to a couple of managers up and down the country and promoters and that up and down the country. That kind of makes me go, are you sure? Are you sure about that? But hey, at the end of the day, it's their prerogative, isn't it? But ultimately, the product is going to be better. Long term, of course, there's going to be teething problems. The machine is going to take a little bit of while to get up to fifth gear and keep on rolling forward. It's going to take a little bit of time. And that's the important thing. The first few shows, are they going to be really impressive for you? Unlikely. There's going to be a bit of interest, of course. But is it going to be the same old Matchroom shows? No, it's not. It's going to have a totally different look about it, a totally different feel about it. Why? Because you have asked them to do this. You have asked them to do this, and now they're going to do it. Quite what dramatic or dramatic changes they're going to make, I don't know. Because as I said, there's a lot of things obviously I don't know about, and I'm not going to find out until they make the official announcements. Okay, so I mean, hopefully they start using their own YouTube channel, Sky Sports Boxing, where they can actually do their own interviews and that. You don't have to rely on the Eddie Hearn bumlickers like IFL and Boxing Social Net. You don't have to rely on them. You've got a bigger platform. Okay, you can do this yourself. Okay, you don't need all these people, but they're probably going to go down that route because it's the safe route. Okay. Which isn't really, because again, a lot of hardcore boxing fans are getting a little bit fed up of some of the content. But ultimately, I think it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be stuff that you are going to want to get behind. There's going to be a lot of fighters that you can get there and behind them from debut. Quite what they're going to have, say, after the Olympics, I don't know. I know a couple of fighters who have already agreed deals, at least in principle, with Eddie Hearn. I know that much. I know some people say that Eddie Hearn, he has the amateur system on lock. Yeah, he kind of does. But again, that's not because he's got Rob McCracken in his ear or anything. No, not at all. He doesn't have Rob McCracken in the ear of the fighters. Fighters want to go with Eddie Hearn. And I know this from experience. The amount of prospects and amateurs and that I've spoken to who are looking to turn pro, and I say to them, well, where is it you want to go when you turn pro? Who do you want to be with? Eddie Hearn. That's what they all say. They all say Eddie Hearn. So it's not like people have been twisting their minds. They want Eddie Hearn. He pays good money. He puts them up on Sky Sports. Eddie Hearn doesn't have Sky Sports anymore. This is where Sky Sports are going to have to jump in and make signings for some of these Olympians. As to which ones haven't officially signed with Eddie Hearn yet now, of course. So there's going to be quite a few. I mean, of course, I know pretty much everybody up here in the northeast of England. I know many, many people up and down the country from Liverpool, Manchester, London, etc., who would jump up the opportunity to turn pro if the deal was there. Are they reaching out to some of these people? Again, I don't know. But I think that when the Olympics is finished, it's going to be very interesting. Now, I know Sky Sports are, at least they have been speaking to a couple of GB team members who are not going to the Olympics. By the looks of it, Sky Sports have already got them. Again, all this kind of stuff is going to be announced in the next couple of weeks, so either way. Anyway, I think I've been rabbiting on long enough right now, so some big things are going to be happening with Sky Sports. Ultimately, you ain't going to take my word for it, not at all. Just wait and see what happens. For me, I'm quite excited about it. I really am. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.